Got it. Yes. Hello and welcome to another edition of Cranky Gun Reviews. I finally just killed a horsefly that's been taunting me for the last half hour that I've been out here. What I have here today is my Bear Creek Arsenal upper in 22 Winchester Magnum on my Palmetto State lower. Now, I talked about it a little bit in my introduction video of this. It came with a really short buffer spring and buffer made for a carbine length stock. This obviously is a rifle length stock, and it had a rifle buffer and a rifle buffer spring in it. So originally I was going to make a spacer for this. I didn't have time to do it, so what I tried was putting the 22 Magnum buffer in the stock with the original rifle spring. I have no idea if it's going to function. I will tell you up front, if there are any malfunctions of this gun, more than likely it's due to that fact that I have the wrong spring in this. So let's just try it out and see how it is. Scope is not zeroed in. I'm just doing a function check today, and I have a variety of 22 Magnum. I have some Winchester Super X small game, Winchester Varmint HV, CCI Maxi Mag, and a different CCI Maxi Mag. Maybe they're the same thing, just two different boxes. Yeah, old box and new box. So I'm just gonna function test it today. I don't really expect a whole lot, again, just because of the fact that it has the wrong buffer spring in it. But that's not promising right out of the gate. Didn't even want to chamber the first round. That could be my fault. Let's try again. Nope. Oh, there we go. I didn't have the magazine all the way seated, so apparently you got to put a little pressure on it. Let's see if this thing even cycles. Well, kind of. One failure to extract. It's the reason I always take small screwdrivers and pocket knives with me. I had one failure to extract here. And again, I'm not blaming anything on the gun right now. I have the wrong recoil spring assembly in here. So anything that happens is most likely my fault. There it comes. There it goes. Yeah, so far, I think it's going to have issues because I have the wrong springs in it. I'm fairly certain that's why. Maybe it's because I'm using hollow points too, but we'll find out. It actually works pretty well. I will say the odd thing is because the buffer in this is so light and it has such a long spring, every shot I take I can hear the spring going gong, gong. But kind of to be expected with this. Other than getting the scope sighted in, I think I just found a new favorite thing to shoot out of an AR-15. 22 Magnum is one of my favorite rounds. It's a powerful little bugger. I mean, powerful enough. It's better than a 22 long rifle. It is a lot more expensive than a 22 long rifle, but it's still cheaper than shooting 223 or 5.56. Most of these boxes I got were around between $13 and $17 for 50 rounds. So again, not the cheapest stuff out there. This Winchester Super X seems to run 100% in it. Could have been the issues I was having were because of the fact that the ones I first shot out of it were hollow points too. And honestly, if this doesn't cycle hollow points, I'm not going to be heartbroken because hollow points are a little bit more expensive anyway. But these are just flat nose target ammo. They say varmint in small game. 1910 feet per second. So they're pretty hot. They're in the middle of the range. I have some Winchester Varmint HV, which are 2250 feet per second. But right now I'm just running these 1910 feet per second out of it. And I actually like Winchester Super X 22 Magnum ammo a lot. Their 22 long rifle, not so much, but their 22 Magnum seems to run pretty good. I am holding the magazine in when I pull the charging handle. It seems to help a little bit to make sure those rounds load correctly.
I realize just watching me shoot over and over again and reload is pretty boring, but I'm trying to test the reliability of this as well as how well it will cycle with that rifle length spring in here, and it seemed to work pretty well. Realistically, I set it up with a bunch of parts that weren't really meant to go together, and I got it to run pretty good by the end of the day. It seemed like maybe when I first started shooting it, I might have had a little bit too much CLP in the chamber or something, and that was causing the shells to stick. But as you can see here, as the day wore on, it started shooting much better.
I just like the idea of a 22 Winchester Magnum AR-15. Again, you get a little bit more velocity out of these rounds, you get a little bit more power out of these rounds. You could probably reach out a little bit better, get some better accuracy at 100 yards. Right now I'm not doing 100 yards, I'm only doing 25 and 50. But I just want to cycle test this more than anything else, and so far I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to take a few more rounds, try to get the scope sighted in, and then maybe we'll do some accuracy shooting. So it took me a little while to get the scope sighted in on this because I had it set up for my Rigger Precision rimfire, but I have it dialed in pretty good. I was getting pretty tight groups there, so I put 3 red dots on here. Actually, you know what? I'll put another one on there off of this guy. Put 2 more. I'm going to do some 5-round groups at each one of those red dots. Probably should have stuck this one a little lower. Yeah, that's worse. That'll probably fall off, but I'm going to do some 5-shot groups at the red dots and see what I can do. Those may not be the best shots at 25 yards, but first time I've taken this thing out and shot it, I'm getting eaten alive by horseflies. They're biting my ankles and biting my elbows. So this group, I had one that was high. That was my fault because I was getting bit on the ankle by a horsefly. This one I got, I think all 5 rounds are within a ½ an inch. I think there's 2 or 3 touching there. This one, 5 of them, about 3/4 of an inch. This one I see 4. I might have put 2 in the same hole. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the footage. But first time out, I've got about 200 rounds through the gun. I still have an issue with it feeding once in a while where it picks a round up and it won't go all the way in the chamber. Not exactly sure why. It could just be that the buffer spring's wrong. I know it's wrong, so that's my fault. I will try to make an adapter so I can use the correct spring with that. But overall, I don't think that's too bad at 25 yards. Next time I'm out here, I'll probably take it out to 100, see what I can do there. But that's going to do it for this edition of Cranky Gun Reviews with the Bear Creek Arsenal 22 Winchester Magnum Upper. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. God bless America. Support your 2A rights. Get out there and shoot, and please be safe doing it.